Okay, this is going to be part 2 of painting Northern Lights, and it's on Blair synthetic paper, which is right here, and part 1 is already uploaded, working with opaque mixtures by using the white with Createx Illustration Colors that are transparent. So any colors that I've already made that are opaque are reduced with the 4021, and right now this color here, the magenta, along with probably red, violet and stuff, no white is added, so it becomes a transparent only right now. All right, so just so you know what paints I'm using, I'm going to start off with a little bit of the blue around this magenta area, and we're just going to start to fog it in. Hopefully I can work to the side here a little bit, because it gets buried under the darker blues, but I do see it kind of glowing, so I'll just kind of put it around here like that. Wherever I see it out here. So let's get the kneaded eraser and knock back some of the pencil lines. Like I said, the synthetic paper really lets you erase very simply. The lines, compared to the clay board, I just feel like it has a simpler behavior there. Okay, so those lines are going to get mostly opaque paints on them. So in the meantime, that's what this is. I'm using the Micron, custom Micron SB. And I'm going to spray right in here now, looking for the outer edge of, from over here to kind of like walking it around. Just seeing a nice blue in the bigger, well, you got the smaller 4x6 and then a 5x7 over here. Okay, so we're just going to take this down and start getting darker as we go up in here. Okay, and then we're going to go around and look for this color in different places. So right here, the center, I'm just going to make sure it's correct. There's the raised hill, there's the trees, yep, right in here. So we're going to put that in there lightly. And the white can be sprayed back on top of it to make it look like it goes from dark to light. So we'll just go with that for now. I can bring this around and in here a little. All right, and I'm just painting what I'm seeing. Once you get some color in, like I said at the end of the other video, around, you know, the little bit I did last week, it starts to make sense and starts to come together. So let's see, we've got that purple there. All right, and this is the blue. I'll dust a little blue in here, right here, because I'm going to put a straight edge against that a little bit later, just to kind of have some underneath color. That goes back to the green, and I think I see it right here too. So just put it out here, kind of catches up with this side. And I see it kind of coming here a little bit. All right, so we've got that, and of course we got to get darker. I'm going to put the blue over the violet on this side. This side, it gets more of a purpley kind of look. Nice if I had a little more pink in there. Okay, so we're going to bring this kind of in here. I got to just pay attention to where I am, that green. Look at the bigger shapes. That's a white area there. All right, so it's right kind of, whoops, right in about here and a little bit in here. Okay, so we buried that back in, tied it in, and now I'm going to just kind of stay on the edge here and get darker. And again over here, kind of let it melt a little bit into the magenta color. That's about it as far as that goes. This is a little cloud down here. I'm just going to dust it in very lightly. Kind of put it in a little bit. Okay. Tip dry. All right. Just establishing that for that part. So let's get into a little bit of the mountain here on the right. So when I have the opaque color, I mean the black is pretty much that way, so I don't have to go crazy. Was I using... Yeah, I think I'm going to use the other gun for the darker colors. So it's an HP Plus by Iwata, HP SB side bottle, and I'm going to put in the black. That would be here. Little solo mixing cups. I got to get a new Mac valve. I have one more over on the other airbrush, but this one, even when you shut it off completely, it leaks. It's maybe just worn out, I don't know, but it lets air out. You can hardly tell, but you can hear it. So it's got a little leak in it, but I'll have to mess with it. Okay, so let's get the blackish blue color in here for the mountain base. That would be right here. It's got the 40-21 reducer already in it. If it's a little too, watery or whatever, I will, just put more paint in it. So let's pin that down. This is the bottom piece I cut off to make the shape of the bottom there for the bluish area, the snow. Now that's not going to line up exactly right. There we go. Right about there. That's where it goes. Okay, now it's got a little bit that I cut it short, so I'm just going to, now I got to, that was good. I have to turn down the volume there. Okay. I had that lined up nice, but you need 50 hands, right? Alrighty. I don't want to use Frisket. Don't want to. All right, all I have to focus on is this right side. And the mountain goes to about here. Let's see. Got to see where the starting point. The starting point is right. Let's see. Mine was cut off, so I would say right about here. That would be it. What I mean is the bottom picture has more mountain if you look at it, and that one's cropped off. So just the way I cropped it when I sent it over to the printer, which is Walgreens. Okay, so here we go. Where's my mark? Right there. So my little bit of overspray, or whatever, maybe underspray at the time, worked its way onto the mountain, and that's not going to matter. It is going to matter if the black gets under there, though. So we want to just get it started. Yeah, I do have that pretty liquidy there. A little bit of bleed through, so I'll go freehand now. I know what I could do. Freehand, and then just take a post note, sticky post note, right at the edge, because it's really a different shape as it goes through. Just get some paint right there. That's good. I don't have to hold it, you know. Back off a little bit. Just establishes where, let's see how that behaves. It tore that a little bit. Okay. So this is just a tree line. That's midnight, you know, dark trees that are on the bottom of the mountain. They reappear up here a little bit too. Get a little dot going. Not until I do the tip dry. Just put a little there for right now. It's kind of like a rock, actually. Probably a little bit more right here. Just to indicate it. I'll be working the white around it, so I don't need to be too fancy there. The lighting's going to hit the snow. I do have to get a little darker on that spot right there. And the trees are just going to shoot out of there. Second coat that a little. Okay, so now we have the beginning of the mountain started. We have trees over here that are going to work their way around the snow. Let's see. They go in here. I'll just freehand this. It's just the tree line. A little bit more there. It's going to be more, whoops, sorry. Just hit that with my chin. It's on one side. Okay, it breaks out in a couple places, like somewhere in there. All right, so that's good there. Just to start establishing a little more fill, you know, filling it in. So let's get to, being that I have the black, I'm not really happy with the behavior of this gun tonight. Maybe it'll be all right with the darker one. I'll try it, but it feels like, I'll try it. Because I'm going to bring the darker color in here now a little bit. But we do have to think about this little glowing star, and that will be right here. So I'll just use the regular soft eraser to get that off there a little bit. Make it become just a little tiny mark so I know where to aim. There it is. That's good. Dirty eraser's no good though. So just clean it on copy paper and just hit it one more time. There goes the smudge. All right, so now we're going to take the darkest blue. which I have mixed up here. It's not black, but it's pretty dark, especially when you spray it 100%. So let me just see how it is in this gun. A little more reducer, just a little bit. All right. Okay, so we're going to come up to the corner, and I guess for the sake of not destroying my desk and cleaning it later on and all that kind of stuff, it's like this helps out a little bit, you know. These things are getting more expensive though, these post notes, because I buy the sticky ones, super sticky they're called, because the other ones blow off, the cheap ones. Sorry about my arms, they're all covering this area. All right, so let's try this. Corner. When I get down here, I will be going to the other airbrush. Let me just get a little something established. Let's see. Air dry it a little bit. So you can see it's gonna be a blue-black. I actually have it right here. Should be that color right there. When I spray it all the way like that. You got to work it in. I've got my spot down there. So you just start bringing the dark over. You can walk across the top, but it's kind of still got the blue in it there, so I'm not going to get super black yet. I'm going to keep the black over here. But I can bring it down to this blue and just far away, from far away distance, just kind of work it a little bit. Now I'm getting in that area, which I might have just made a little overspray go on. Let's go like this. Okay. And it meets back up at the top of that cloud over here. Try to aim this on an angle. That's like a cloud that's shooting off by itself into the, just kind of like fogging out. Okay, now we'll get blacker down here. Aim up, let's see, right around that cloud, so we want to kind of aim up. So I'm sort of taking my time trying to get the whole thing established, and a little squirrely thing. I could wait and use white later. I might end up doing that. But right now I'm going to take the eraser that would be the aggressive eraser and see how it is for finding this spot again. Just push it out again. It's kind of like a teardrop shape like that. It's dirty, so let me erase it until it's clean. Just kind of push it out both ways there. It doesn't matter if I go too far because it's just going to have the other dark come right back in. So that's good. It's like a little meteor. All right, so let me get what blue is that here? It's kind of, I don't know if I think that might be a cerulean, and I think I will put it in right out of the bottle. So I have my other gun, I have the one with the black in it, and now I have the Micron that has a little blue in it still, but I'm going to put this in here and see if I can get that little color to behave and show up. I think if I spray it light enough, so you got a little test piece here. So over here, if I spray it about that light, as opposed to a transparent doing that, I can get, my color in there, I think. If not, I'll just white it down on top of it later. So let's go in this way. And just pull the airbrush back a little bit. Yeah, there's going to be a point where I'm going to have to put the white on top of that. That might work. If it doesn't, I'll just spray over it and put the star will go on later. Then I'll put the whitish star right in there later on. Not just by flickering it, but causing it to aim down here. See, I'm starting to lose a little bit, but it's there. So if I hit it with white, it might work for me. At least it tells me where to put it, too. All right, I'm going to bring this a little further over and let it just kind of fog out. And I'll bring this a little further over this way, too. Right here. Now I'm going to just spray over this to get that darker dark that I showed you on the little piece. Oh. Now I'm going to put the final coat on there and pull the airbrush up and over. Okay, so let's take a little more of a zoom, get in there a little closer. Whoops, wrong way. Let me get up there and pull out a little bit. Right there. Boy, those post notes are ugly, aren't they? Okay, so that's good. So let's take that other blue again. That first, I got a little bit left. Let's see, what blue is this? This is still a cerulean. Cerulean. Okay, I'll go to the micron. Right, what am I working with here? I'm gonna get some greens in there and stuff. What I could have too is a couple of different color cups that are like this one. I have this one available. When you start getting into the lights and the dark colors, I'm gonna, oh, I've got a lot of paint in there. Let me just dump that. When I get into, I'll use a little 4011 still to kind of clean it a little bit. That's the older reducer that I use for more cleaning now. I didn't really use that reducer too much. I was using distilled water. But now, I really like the 4021. My paints last long. They just sit in the cups for long periods compared to before. Just trying to get it to where I could put a little bit of the green in to start making it come together. That's my little station there on the side, a cleaning station. All right. Empty that little water out on the side. And here we go with the green. As soon as I make sure the blue's out. Boy, there's a lot in there. These cups hold, these guns hold a lot of paint. When you think you're out, sometimes a drop will carry you pretty far. But use a little index too. Yeah, I noticed the 40, at least from my nose, notices the 4011 kind of stinks in the sense of aroma. I don't like the smell. The art room smells from it. Kind of not a musky smell, but not a pleasant smell. And so, but I don't smell the other too much at all. All right, so now we want to go to a little bit of the greens that we have in here. So we're going to take, let's go with this one here. It's all along the top of the mountain. And later on, there'll be little clouds. The detailing we'll try to save for the next video, where you're starting to put in little clouds and stars and things like that. So maybe we can get away with three parts. Come on now. Blue is still in that gun. It's a pretty color that's in between. I like this color, actually. I'm going to put it right here. It's still got the cerulean in there. So I'm going to kind of put it like right in this area where it's still like, okay, that's that. Right up, get a little confused and lost. Let's see. Just change that color a little. Okay, now let's try it in the white area. Okay, so we're going to come down here and get my area correct right here. Hopefully that's the right. Yeah, it's still the. So that melts into that then. And so far, everything just kind of starts filling in areas. Let's do right. I'm going to use a post note. Okay, we're going to kind of go over here. I think I established this already, but I'll do it more with more color. The line might be a little hard, but I got white on this side, which will come in later, and that'll kill that. Okay, so at the bottom of these clouds, right around here, I'm going to put this color. Over here. That's got like a lighter green. This has a green over here. Still got that blue in it. So it's just looking where I'm going here. Okay, so it's going to be a lighter. Just making streaks. Gives it a little look there. All right, we're at 28 minutes. So let's bring in the other dark up here. And for the sake of saving my desk, I will again work on just a couple post notes under here. Just to save it's an art tool cutting mat. So the main thing is when you paint this, just have fun. If you can't copy the photograph exactly, make your own, you know. It's Northern Lights. They just kind of bounce around and you can make your own. But this is a good guide. Okay, so let's see. What do we got here? We got the darker. It's that same darkness, but it doesn't kill all that blue, so it kind of swirls around this way and comes in like that. It's very dark up here. And there's going to be dark clouds leading up to here, but mine are cut shorter than maybe a couple of streaks here. Little clouds that are dark. They're like little miniature clouds. Okay, let's bring this down in here a little bit. I see it kind of going. Kind of angling it so you can see it. Hopefully, yeah, that's the whole picture right there. All right, so let's go cut in on this side. Like I said, I'm not too worried about that little area right there. Oh, it's getting a little wet there. That would be something that has to dry. I'm drying it with the air, and it's creating a little, just a little problem, not much. Let's go over here now. Imagine all the stars on top of that. All right, let me stir this up a little bit and maybe put a drop of, I'm going to put a drop of black into my mixture. This video will go a little bit longer because I want to just have a little more done. So just 1 or 2 drops of black, a little paintbrush to stir it with. Just give it a little more, take away some of that reducer that I put in there. It is darker now, but I can control that by just spraying lighter. I'm doing little circular things around here just to bring that black down more. Let's see if we can cover that now. Yep. If it just flooded out over there before, and so I had to do that. So that's fixed that problem. I still see a nice blue in there, so I'm just going to dust a little black here and spray the other blue on top of it. See how that works. Bring this darkness down here still. And like I said, this is above a cloud, so we're just going to kind of feather it in. All right, just like that. And then there's a few of these little guys right here. Again, they're little guys. They're like feather strokes right before the green. So it's just not like a solid black, it's kind of like transitions, because then it goes into a green, little green clouds that are pretty. All right, so what do we got? One more time around with this thicker black here. It comes over. The screen is pretty much there, but I'm going to just bring it down here a little bit, right in there, and right on top of that blue. Okay, now I'm going to walk this in. There's my violet, so I want to just leave room for the violet to go out further if I have to. Okay, so it's dirtied up with the black now, right in that area. Now I'm going to get a couple of smooth passes so I don't see blotchiness in the sky. All right, so we got that nighttime thing happening there. Let's go into that other blue on top of the black. So I've been painting mostly on clapboard, and I decided I have these different pieces in stock from the Color Theory in a Box, Classroom in a Box by Drew. And I went to a school, so I already did the so-called dot of death, they call it. You have to go online and read about it, but it's a practice thing. And so I didn't use the paper for that. I just still have it. So I have a few pieces from an old sheet. So I started to give it a shot. All right, I'm going to go back to this bluer color. Maybe even, let's see. I'm going to go back to a little bit of a lighter blue if it works. If it don't, I'll go to the darker blue. It's a silent air compressor, 2.5 horsepower, 6-gallon tank. It's called the Terry Hill model that has the wheels and the telescopic handle that you can. What did I pour in there? Where's my blue? There it is. Just in there, I want to see it. You can bring it on top of the black too, it won't hurt. And over here, around this edge, it's going to be showing up more in this area. Little freehand marks. Let's see, I need 5, what am I using? I can just kind of dust this in here. This is a little cloud that's kind of trailing out right through here. Real skinny there, and it meets up with this other cloud right here. That's kind of, I could put white on that and stuff, but this is another cloud waiting. It's going to be another color, but okay, so this kind of blows out a little bit there. And then this part just kind of fans out, which I'm going to have to use white to make that happen right there. All right, so I think we're closing it up pretty good. And if I look back at this one, I'll be using the white there because I'm losing that. I'm not happy with that little guy. So I'm going to try to, that's a little cloud that I kind of messed up on when I was spraying. So I'm going to just kind of take it off and put it back in the correct look. It goes from like a little dot like here to a little trail off. So there is a working time with the Createx paints, a window for erasing and stuff, and then it will get, as it cures and stuff, it won't have the same erasability, but that's something that is really nice about the actual. Okay, so right here I can make this maybe a little bit, I don't know, let's try it. Kind of partially, I should just take that out because it's biting in pretty good there. I think that was on there from if I'm not mistaken, from last week. I don't know if I sprayed that side or this side, but I'll just take that out and go right up to this little cloud and put the pure color back in later. Okay, so I could do that to different areas to find pretty colors that are all around here, right in this area. It's going to be like a more of an electric green, so I'm going to erase this out and just repaint this area because it's kind of like a glowing green there compared to out here and stuff. So little adjustments. So that's much darker than the picture, but I'm going to use some white to lighten that. Okay, these are going to have little step clouds in it later on, so let's just put one or two in just to show you. Just little tiny shapes that are definitely shapes, though. They're not just ugly marks and stuff. They're going to work off of this darker color in here, and then the greens above them. Yeah. So, got it. Trees right here. So I'm going to kind of find that area right here. It's not really attached. Yeah, I guess it is attached to that a little, but it's a wider area right in there. Just like that. Okay. That looks kind of cool. I like that. You find things as you go, right? There's a violet in there. So let's see where we're at. Okay. All righty. If I can get this cup, I'll switch cups, and I'll just do a little bit more with the greenish color right where I took it out. I hate when that happens. All right, so we're talking, gonna do it again. Just put it in there like that for now. And attach it. Let's see, it's not attached right here. Not attached. Mist over it a little bit. That's all. And we'll get the lighter green in there. Okay, so we'll do a little violet, and we'll have one more video that will have all the tightening up, the little clouds, the little tweaks of color, finish the mountain, little trees that can be painted in with a brush. And they can be done with an airbrush too, but you got some tiny, tiny little guys there that paintbrush would do fine. Okay. So let's get the violet. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay. Give me 1 second here because I made a new violet and I'm not seeing it right offhand. So give me 1 second to look around. That's not it. This might be it here. I think that might be it. I hope it's it. I'm going to find out. I'll test it on paper. All right, where's my 40? That's 4012. Here it is. Yeah, I got to test this on paper. I gotta see. Of course, I'll be testing on really white, not the yellow post note. Testing it on copy paper here. Yeah, that's it. So let's fire that back in a little bit. Ready? It starts going violet-y like over here when it hits the darker color, which is exactly what's in the picture, so that looks kind of cool. I just got to stop and look at it. It's getting a little dark there, but it's not ruining it. It's just goes up higher. A little too dark. Okay. Bring some of this down into here. So you can fool around with that. Send this up higher. That black gets blacker. That's all right. Violet's making it blacker. So it's helping me. And it's a nice color, actually, to make that midnighty kind of color. All right, so I'm going to make this the end of this video. There's going to be a little violet down here where the tree line is. Right in there, just a little bit. So when you start putting in the different stars and the trees, you know, I'll be using something like this. I'll just do like one little baby tree, little Winsor Newton Series 7, and I just need my black, and we'll close off the video, which we're at 47 minutes right now. Okay, so let's find a tree. I don't like painting in this position, but that's the center there, so let's just go right here. Pretty watery, but that's kind of, yeah, that's too watery. I'm gonna have to come back at it. Yeah, it's attacking I got to go right from the bottle. So the reducer is attacking the paint. So where's my black? Right here. Put a little drop out on the side and go after it that way. It's going to be over here. Yeah, I don't have the steadiest hand going right now. Dealing with the blood sugar and other things, I guess, that make it really hard to paint in this position especially. Let me just focus and breathe. Okay, so you could see where they're going to come in and start bringing together some nice little shapes that will be treetop kind of thing. That's just little far away bumps where you don't have to worry about drawing a straight line there. It reappears right here. Let's see the first bump, right in there. Yeah, right in here. Real little. Goes back up. And then these trees come out again. So, all right, we're going to let this be the video for tonight. And I'll upload it and see you guys on the next one. Hope you enjoy it and take care. Be in good health as everybody needs to be. It seems like sickness is going on all around. I'm talking about, like with irises and colds and stuff. But God bless you guys, and practice, practice, practice. See you in about a week, I guess. All right. Good night. Take care.